Welcome to our Kia EV9 review. I'm going to go really in depth and show you all of the features of this car. Full disclosure, this is a press car, but Kia has not seen this video before it was published. I want to just see what this Kia EV9 is all about because it's won loads of awards already. Recently, the Top Gear Car of the Year award. And I want to see, I want to know what it's all about. Now, this car is big, it's heavy, it's over 2.6 tons, and that's just me in the car, right? If you fill it up with 7 people, that's going to start being pretty heavy, like on the UK roads. Now, the two versions, basically, well, there's 3 trim levels, but the GT Line and GT Line S are all-wheel drive, and they get 378 brake horsepower, 700 newton meters of torque, and a 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds. I'm going to give it a little bit of a boot out here, see how it moves. Foot down. Oh, got a bit of wheel spin, I think. Woohoo! Okay, so this does move, that is quick. Now I want to talk to you about trim levels because, in my opinion, I think the Air is probably the one to go for. It starts at £65,000. You get 349 miles of range compared to 313 with the GT Line and GT Line S. Yes, it doesn't have all-wheel drive, but I don't think you need it. I don't think you need it because the next jump up is £8,000. And the Air still comes with a lot of standard tech. I'm talking about wireless phone charger, I'm talking about the blind vision monitor, the HD displays, I'm talking about heated seats. It comes with so much free tech. In fact, I'll put on your screen just how much free standard tech you get with the Air trim. I want to show you guys how much range I get with this Kia EV9. Now, my journey is around 160 miles round trip. At the start, I had 262 miles of range on a 96% battery. Stay tuned until the end to see what I have left. Kia advertise around 313 miles of range on this GT Line S model. Right, I've just parked up here. I've had to stop recording and just kind of jump out of the car, guys, and show you this incredible scenery. I mean, the sun is beaming down from a mountain over there. We've got Highland mountains in the background here, and then we've got the beautiful Kia EV9 just sitting right there. Let's have a little look at the exterior. Now, this thing is so big, it doesn't really do it justice on videos and on pictures. You've got to see this thing close up in real life. Now, this one has got 21-inch rims. The Air trim gets 19 inches and the GT lines get 21-inch rims. Look at those. I love the design. I love, it's kind of really futuristic, the whole thing. And you know what, the cladding's nice in gloss black, and they've got no chrome trim as well. I love the fact they've got rid of chrome trim. On a lot of cars nowadays, they still have a bit of chrome trim. I don't think you need it. Lights are really cool, very kind of flowy, that go with the car. You've got a lot of big surface area here. Brand new Kia badge, EV9, and then GT Line down there. We'll check out the boot in a moment. I'm turning Scottish already. Look at, I'm sorry, I've just got to show you that. Wow, ridiculous. That's really cool. Okay, back to the car. Let's have a little look at the front. Now, this is the philosophy called Opposites Unite. So Kia have taken inspiration from nature, which is great. We're out in nature right now, with man-made objects, modernity, technology, and kind of fused them all together to create this look. It's big, it's bold, and it looks great. Look at the front. Look how square and boxy the front is. And we've got these LED cube light designs right here that I think looks pretty cool. And then you've got an updated digital tiger nose grille is what they call it. And you can see it's just, everything's getting a little bit sleeker, a little bit thinner. One really cool feature I love on the Kia EV9 is, watch the handles. These are wicked. Okay, press the unlock. Look at that, they come out. You can just slot your hand straight in there and easy. Because some others have got like flappy ones that can be a bit annoying, but that's just solid, chunky and girthy. I just wanted to show you that, guys. Now, speaking to the Kia representative, they said they've had a lot of pre-orders for the GT Line S. Now, I don't know, that's probably because that's the first one that they are releasing for orders first, before they bring out the Air and the normal GT Line. but they're saying they've had a lot of pre-orders for the GT Line S, and that's £76,000, give or take £5, all right? That's a lot of money. When you think about it, it's a lot of money. Hence why I think the Air, you still get a lot of car, you still get 7 seats, you get a lot of standard tech. But that's why I think the Air is probably a good one. The only thing with the Air is it's got less power. So it's 0 to 62 in 9.4 seconds. It's 200 brake horsepower and 350 Newton meters of torque. So when you've got 7 people sitting in that car and it's full, you might notice a little bit of the car being a bit lethargic. Okay, let's check out the third row. After all, it is a 7-seater. They got buttons here and here, so you can just press it, woo, slide forward. What an opening this is. That is nice to get into. Oh, this is insane. This is insane. I mean, that one's quite pushed quite far back, so if I moved over and sat in here, I wouldn't have much knee room. I'm in the back row, the third row, the seats, this where the 7-seater people would sit. And you know what? It's probably the best third row I've sat in. Look, right, I'm 5'11". If I was 6 foot, I'd still get in this, and I've got plenty of headroom. Because of the design of the back, it's quite boxy. You've actually got quite a lot of headroom. Now, if I put the seat back completely, the way this is set at the moment is that's all the way back. So I'd have to have these seats just pushed a little bit forward. Otherwise, I would be stuck with my legs spread for the rest of my life, and I don't want that. Now, I like the buttons you push. They just, there we go, fly forwards. I've got a couple of cup holders here. I've got a USB port as well. This, I can actually, they're electric. I can recline my seat back. I've got no way of like sliding the actual seats themselves, but this is pretty cool. The fact you can recline the third row back a bit. The seats are comfortable. I've got a vent here. It's like being on an airplane. Interior inside the EV9. I mean, this is the GT Line S. It's the top trim, but it's pretty plush. It's like, you touch it, like soft touch materials here on the door trims. I've got this kind of fleck material, and a lot of the materials, this is completely leather free. There is no leather in this car. Kia are very big on their materials, sustainable materials. They have something called the Kia 10 must-haves of sustainability, and I'll read through those later, or I'll show you them on the screen because there's a few to get through. But the infotainment looks great. There's a 5-inch temperature control digital display that sits in between the two 12.3 inches, and every time I kind of want to use it, I want to put my head round and just kind of see what I'm doing, and then touch it and go, right, I want to bring the temperature down a bit. I'll press this, driver side only. It's a bit fiddly, but I think after a while you'll get used to it. I just love separate climate controls, you know, because it's kind of muscle memory. Go down there, have a little fiddle with the knob and change physical controls to the temperature I want. So it's a little bit off for me. Let's talk about boot space with the Kia EV9. 333 litres of boot space with the third row up. Knock those seats down. 828 litres, knock that down, but 333 litres of boot space with the Kia EV9. Let's have a little look up here. It's a little bit of a cubby. No cables in here at the moment though, but it does have a frunk. I'll show you. We've got some little, there you go, little bits there, little button. And over here, a 3-pin plug. Yeah, so you can charge it up. Now this has vehicle to loading, so you can charge other appliances, and it's a standard option. You'll get this in all trims, the Air trim, the GT Line trim, and the GT Line S trim, which this is. And what's great is you can press this here as well to move the seats forward and backwards. So let's go on that one, see what it does. Boom, it works. That's very good. And this is quite cool. This is just if your charger or anything ever gets stuck, or you got a vehicle to load appliance in there, there's a little toggle, just pull that and that will release whatever is in the charging port. Super handy, it definitely helped me out. All right, let me show you the frunk. Okay, let's check out the frunk space. Super handy to have. 52 litres of frunk space. There you go, goes down a little bit more. And you've got your vehicle to load adapter there, appliance you can put into the charging port at the back of your car, and then your cables in that fancy bag. So there you go. the frunk space in the Kia EV9. 52 litres. What do you think, guys? Is that enough? Okay, let's do a launch. I'm going to put it in sport mode. There we go. Get my foot ready. They say 5.3 seconds, all-wheel drive, 378 brake horsepower, 700 newton meters of torque. Okay, that's not bad. That's picking up. Okay, it's plateaued a bit now, and that's 60, right. Well, there you go. 5.3 seconds in the GT Line S, 378 brake horsepower, 700 newton meters of torque. That's more than enough, I think, for the UK roads. I would love to have a go in the air trim, the rear wheel drive option, because I know that does 9.4 seconds, 0 to 62. And I just want to know, are you going to miss that kind of 4 seconds difference from the all-wheel drive version to that? And I'm guessing with more people, it's just me in the car at the moment, if you are carrying 7 passengers and your car's full, maybe you've got luggage as well, it might feel a little bit sluggish. I thought I'd do a quick bit in the back, second row. Plenty of knee space. As you can see, I swear I'm turning Scottish being in Scotland. You've got this, a bit like a plane. Saw this in the Genesis GV60 we had the other week, kind of hard plastic. But look at that, tons of knee space. Obviously completely flat, no transmission. You've got USB in each of the chairs. That's really cool, USB-Cs. You've got some play on the seats there. And then you've got heated seats in this one and ventilated seats. They've thought of everything, little speakers there. This is kind of like a molded plastic trim. I like that, and it's got like a bit of Nardo grey to it. It's pretty sunny, so it's quite hard to show you guys. And then this was some of the material I was talking about that's in the front that's quite fancy. It's got like a bit of fleck to it. Looks a bit like a speaker. Very small door bins there, I'm not sure what you can put in there. But the seats are great, and there you go, you can see a bit of the 7 row that we spoke about earlier. And then also up on the headliner you've got this, your own separate climate controls. That's pretty cool to have the control panel up there rather than down there. And that is a little place where you can store some stuff, and a couple of cup holders there for you as well. So there you go. Oh, and there's a couple of handrails if you're driving the car a little bit too fast to hold on to, and they feel pretty sturdy, to be fair. And in the GT Line S you've got lines as well. Yeah, I think we're done in the back. Let's jump back in the car and go from more of a drive. Okay, we need to talk competition, because this is starting 65,000 all the way up to 77,000 for the 6-seater option. If you've got a BMW iX, it's not a 7-seater, but it's a BMW. They start around £70,000, but that's just base. Even if you spec that BMW up to what you need it to be with some good options, that could be up to £100,000. That's a lot of money. Now, Volvo have got the EX90, and I was doing some research and I tried to spec one online, and the cheapest Volvo EX90, which is a 7-seater all-electric SUV, was 95 grand, actually 96. Just under 96. Who is going to spend £96,000 on an electric Volvo? That's mad. Then you've got the VW ID Buzz, you've got the Mercedes-Benz EQB. The 7 seats in the Mercedes-Benz EQB aren't as big as those, but it's 54 grand for that. What would you guys rather? I'm asking, again, I want to have the conversation, the discussion about what would you have as a 7-seater over this Kia EV9. You've got 65 grand for the entry for this. What would you rather have? Let me know in the comments below. I've got my hands on the 6-seater version that comes with the captain seats. This is a £77,000 GT Line S. Let's see how easy the seats are to move. So come with me, I'm gonna jump in. Now we've got, I'll show you a bit of B-roll of this, but there's a lever at the bottom that slides it forward and backwards, and then there's another lever that you can move left and right. So if I move it, oh, there you go. So it's quite easy to sit in it and use your body mass to click and turn. I feel like a baby. So great for putting car seats in and whatnot. Now turn this way. I bet this looks good on camera. All right, okay, so that's cool. That was pretty easy. And then there you go. Now I'm in a really comfortable social setting. So if you've gone on a trip with your family, you can't go outside, it's raining, you can sit here and have your corned beef sandwiches. Okay, I've just stopped at Eilean Castle. I'll show you some awesome footage of that because the castle is absolutely mad. I put my coat on because it's freezing. It was 1 degree, then it's 3 degrees now. It's saying 262 miles was how much I had at 96%. Now I have 161 miles left at 63%. So I've used 101 miles to get here, and I believe it was only around 60 odd miles from Inverness Airport. Now I've got another hour and 45 minutes back to my hotel. So again, when I get to the hotel, I'll tell you where I'm at. I've got 63%, 161 miles left. I started with 262. This Kia GT Line S is supposed to have 313 miles of range. Right guys, just a quick one because I want to show you with the EV9 the camera quality, because it's pretty good. You've got a 360 camera in here as well, very responsive, easy to move. Look at that, up and down. And I wonder actually if you can see the castle. You can just see the castle in the background there, Eilean Castle. And yeah, you've got that one moving, really easy to maneuver. Even though this car's really big, I found it pretty easy to move on the roads. It's been pretty scary on some of the B roads, but overall I've been enjoying just how comfortable it is. Here's a little look at the infotainment here. This is a sensor that says, hey, you're not watching the road, you're not watching the road, and a little thing flashes all the time to say pay attention. This is what I was talking about, the digital display for your temperature control. But I gave it a bit of a hard time because I didn't realise actually you've got some shortcut buttons down here. So you can press the temperature control, turn it on and on, move the fan up and down, and then temperature on this side as well. So the buttons feel pretty good. And I like this big roller button in the middle. That's fancy and metal, nice to the touch. You've got a little bit of a chrome bar running down here. I just thought I'd get you some quick sort of close-up shots. There's a bit of ambient lighting underneath there. Oh, disco! It's kicking off some light. And these buttons are really great as well. There's like quite a high durable plastic. Again, I know Kia are really into their sustainable materials. I'd love to know which type of plastic this is. It feels like some sort of polypropylene, but it's very glossy. And I love the grey. I think it works really well. And then this, look, this is how you turn it on. How quirky is this? The EV button to turn the car on is on the stalk. It's kind of big, it's kind of chunky and girthy, kind of like the way we like it. It doesn't move, but you just literally turn it, and that is how you do it, and then park at the end. Okay, let's talk about charging with the Kia EV9. Just tap that there. This has got 800 volt charging capability. So if you use 350 kilowatts, you go from 10 to 80% in 24 minutes. If you had a 50 kilowatt charger, you can go 10 to 80% in 1 hour 23. If you use an 11 kilowatt wall box at home 3-phase, you're lucky if you got that. That's 9 hours and 5 minutes. If you use a 3 kilowatt wall plug like me, that's 40 hours and 35 minutes from 10 to 100%. I'm guessing 7 kilowatts will be like over 12 hours. It's got a max charge of 238 kilowatts as well. So I think it's good. It's going to charge quick. If you can find a 350 kilowatt charger out there, then 24 minutes isn't too bad. However, I haven't got a 3-phase electric wall box at home where you can get 11 kilowatts and 22 kilowatts. So I think that's why they don't put the 7 kilowatts for single phase on here, because it makes it look a little bit too, it's going to take a while to charge. It's a big battery, 99.8 kilowatt hours. This one does 313 miles. I probably repeat myself, but I'm just trying to make sure I remember the stats. But charging this at home is going to take quite a while, especially if you're just doing it on a 3-pin, which you probably wouldn't, because over 40 hours, that's a long time. But 7 kilowatts, most of us would do. I reckon it's going to be over 12 hours. But the numbers for the 11 kilowatts are at that 9 hours mark. But yeah, let me know what you think about the charging in the comments below. Some things I don't like about the Kia EV9, and I have been super positive about this car. Number one, this eye recognition sensor thing bleeps a hell of a lot. Even when I just kind of look a little bit to the left or right, just looking around like this, it will start saying, bleeping, put your eyes on the screen. That bleeps a lot and the noise is frustrating. Same with the lane keep assist. Every time you start the vehicle, you have to turn it off on the driver settings and it bleeps a lot. The 5-inch digital display that sits in between the two screens, I have to move like that. I have got shortcuts down here for the temperature controls, but just move that digital display down and merge it in with those controls, because I don't really use it. Oh, there you go, it's beeping at me already. I don't really use it. And, you know, you do have to kind of move your head to like kind of just jab it. And I don't think you need it there. Also, the price is a lot of money, isn't it? Even the air trim is £65,000. Now, I understand electric vehicles, they're so expensive in England and the UK, right? Well, all over the world, I mean, things are expensive. But to counteract that, I do think if you were to find an electric car, 7-seater, you would not get what you get in this car. The amount of standard tech, just how well it drives, it would be so much more money. So I think this is going to be the best price point, even though 65k to 75k, which the GT Line S is a lot of money. But I genuinely don't think you're going to get another car that's all electric SUV 7-seater. It's going to cost you a lot of money. It is going to cost you a lot of money. I mean, look at the Volvo EX90 that's coming out that starts at 95 grand. What? Volvo? Excuse me? I'm burning light, I better get back. But those are some of the things that I don't like about the EV9. Oh my gosh, I have burned so much daylight. It's only 4 PM here in Inverness. I have done a 3.5 hour round trip. I've covered 160 miles. I started with 262 miles and that was 97%. I've pulled up at the hotel. Let's see how many miles I have left. Okay, I've got 90% left and my battery is at 34% charge. 90 miles. I had 262 I started with, 97% and 34% left, 90 miles. So there you go. You can use the Kia EV9 for a road trip over 160 miles, 3.5 hours, and you don't need to have a charge. I mean, it's going to be charged now overnight, but I think it's a good little case study. The temperature has been around 2 degrees, 3 degrees. It's pretty cold in Inverness. Anyway, thank you ever so much if you've lasted this long watching the video. Appreciate it. Let me know what about you think the EV9 in the comments down below. As always, throw me a like, get subbed to Car Chat TV, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, thank you ever so much for watching. I've just popped up 2 more videos on your screen that you also may like. If you do watch one, let me know what you think.